Hey guys, Ludicrous Kingdom here. Now, I was recently having a chat with EmmerzColor, and her and I were discussing accents, and it somehow got to the point where we kind of challenged each other to make videos using each other's accents. So, this video is going to be me speaking in an American accent, or to put it more specifically, a Wisconsin accent. I'll give it my best shot. And to do this, I'm going to be reading an extract from one of my favorite books, Terminator and Philosophy. Okay, here we go. Chapter 11. Judgment Day is Inevitable. Hegel and Futility of Trying to Change History. The Terminator saga is first and foremost a story about time travel. It's an odd time travel story too, for instead of taking the audience to a distant time, it shows us people and machines from the not too distant future who've come back to meddle with the late 20th and early 21st century. As a time travel story, it is also a story about history, at least from the perspective of those people and machines. But is this history written in stone? From the perspective of Kyle Reese and the adult John Connor, certain events have already happened. Judgment Day occurred when Skynet launched a nuclear strike against non-US targets, inciting a retaliatory strike against the human population of the United States. A resistance began, struggled, and approached a decisive victory. Yet the driving force beside all installments of the Terminator saga is a belief, sometimes inconsistently held by the key players, that this history can be changed. The machines think that if they can terminate John Connor before Judgment Day, they can change history and prevent the resistance from ever happening, or at least from being so successful. And Sarah Connor believes that she can prevent Skynet from ever coming into existence by sabotaging its creation. But according to the philosopher George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, 1970 to 1831, both the machines and Sarah are laboring under delusions of grandeur if they think they can change history. Of course, in the case of Sarah, such feelings of self-importance are understandable. After all, she's just been told that she is the mother of the savior of the human race. Nonetheless, changing history is a task that neither a Terminator nor a small band of pre-Judgment Day rebels is capable of. Let's leave the issue of time travel aside for the moment. There are monumental logistical problems involved in time travel, and the subject is covered in great philosophical detail in other chapters of this book. Even if we assume that time travel is actually possible, the question remains, is history inevitable? Hegel created the complex philosophical system to explain reality in all its aspects. Unfortunately, Hegel's writing style makes that system different to penetrate. Indeed, Hegel has driven so many college students into a drunken stupor trying to cope with his inability to write a sentence shorter than 3 pages in length. Thankfully, we'll be dealing with one of Hegel's most comprehensible books, The Philosophy of History. Unlike everyday historians who try to understand what happened in history, or why events happened the way they did, Hegel stepped back from history, developing a meta-theory of why events occur on the grandest of scales. The only history that matters for Hegel is political history, the history of states and their leaders, whom he calls rather unimaginatively world historical individuals, as it advances the progression of the human species through higher forms of self-understanding. Hegel considered such world historian individuals, or WHIs, to be the likes of Julius Caesar and Napoleon, persons whose actions not only had impressive consequences, but also ushered into existence distinctly new phases in the development of human society. In the world of Terminator, WHIs are people like Sarah and John Connor. They may not have crossed the Rubicon or reformed the administrative structure of Europe with the Napoleonic Code, but they did organize the resistance. Hegel's approach to history is only about politics on the surface of things. Indeed, in reality, history is not about the actions of individual persons at will. at all, sorry. Deep down, what is really happening throughout history is the unfolding of self-development of what Hegel terms Geist. Geist is a German term that is awkward to translate into English, but has been taken to mean spirit, mind, or consciousness. According to Hegel, the entire history of the world, everything from nature and biology to politics, culture, and religion, is the story of Geist, as it tries to manifest and understand its existence. Hegel is often called an absolute idealist, because for him, the ultimate reality and what is important in history is mind or spirit. In other words, this unfolding of Geist and is not varied. Everyday elements of the world as we experience it. The engine of Geist development is conflict, and in particular, conflict that occurs in a repeated pattern throughout history, which Hegel calls the dialectic. A thesis generates its opposite, an antithesis, and then the two struggle until one wins out. So there you go, Emmers. That's my accent challenge completed. I look forward to seeing your video with you speaking in an Australian accent. Okay guys, I'm going to wrap this one up here. Thank you for watching once again. Please feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this is Ludicrous Kingdom, signing off.